although we associate Indonesia with orangutans and primates and other tropical species, we really mustn't forget our responsibilities to maybe the more well-known animals like this lovely little thing, Mia. So I'm here at the Bali Animal Welfare Association with director and founder Janice Gerardi to talk a little bit about the indigenous Balinese dogs. But they're not just any dog, are they? They're not your everyday dog, are they, Janice?
Well, you know, this average mongrel that you find often uncared for on the streets is actually the world's original dog. According to genetic scientists who came from UC Davis in California and sampled all of the Bali dogs, they found that they're the most genetically diverse, which in my layman's terms mean the most genetically pure. They are the closest dog, even more so than the dingo or the New Guinea singing dog, to the original proto-dog. So when man evolved from Neanderthal and dog evolved from wolf, the closest dog that we have to that original dog is Mia.
That's incredible.
Is Mia, your average Bali mongrel. And they said, if Bali's dogs are lost, which there is a danger now, the population's gone down enormously since rabies hit the island, and the response was to kill all the dogs. But the scientists said they don't even know all the questions to ask yet. They're still learning. But when they do, if Bali's dogs are lost, it'll be a great loss to science.
So it's a really important fact to have discovered.
It is. It's amazing. And I love Bali's dogs. And now breed dogs are becoming so much more fashionable.
Of course, same all around the world.
But they don't know how to care for them here. They don't know how to breed them correctly. They're often left in cages with no food or water, medical attention, or chained up, and it's quite sad. So we have a lot of education to do.
Education is definitely a big part, I think, in any part of the world. Education and changing perceptions is really important. And what other hurdles are you facing, particularly in Bali?
Oh gosh, so many. Really educating people that animals have feelings. So not only dogs, but dogs, cats, deer, monkeys, pigs. We deal with all animals. Dogs are the biggest issue due to rabies. Before they were just ignored. They lived in villages with Balinese, all have dogs to protect their homes, etc. But since the rabies epidemic, the government's response was to poison them all. And people are afraid, and what they don't realize is even your cuddly breed dog can get rabies. So it's an unvaccinated dog, and so we're really trying to save them. We also have a lot of, because cockfighting is somewhat of a national religious sport here, I would guess a very large percentage of the men in Bali fight cocks and gamble, and that's a big issue, but they also are starting to fight dogs, and pit bull fighting is becoming very popular, and it's cruel beyond belief. So we deal with that. We also deal with, dog meat eating, and there's dog meat restaurants around the island, and it's the way they capture the animals. They steal them, they club them, they torture them, and it's horrible, some of the issues we deal with.
How do you find that people are responding to you? Do you have a positive response here? Do you come across a little bit of both?
It's an interesting question. With children, the hope is in the future. The hope is with children.
I'm completely with you on that. I'm completely with you. I think they're far more open and responsive, and they're our future. So.
They are, and so we teach in public schools 5 days a week. To children of all ages, and so that's always really heartwarming and gives me hope when you see children who are able then to adopt a dog and love it and care for it. With the older members of the society, it's much more difficult, obviously. We're all set in our ways. But we're also running a pilot program now for IFA, the International Foundation of Animal Welfare, based on participatory rural appraisal. So, which basically means we try to work within communities and change the mindset of the community to try and find out what they want, what their solutions might be.
Of course, adapting to the actual community and planting that seed that they can help to grow, essentially.
Exactly, exactly. But it's interesting. I still think that resources should be put as much as possible into children and into education, because I know that works. And I know teaching children empathy and that animals have feelings, and that's something I don't feel that many people in the world know, and certainly I'm sure that Balinese, for the most part, don't understand that animals have feelings, and that's
I mean, I've come across, you know, similar situations in England, and educating about, you know, orangutans, and it's always a problem, but like you said, there's so much hope with children. And you know, for me, it's clear to see that charities like this and the hard work of people like Janice and her team, it's vital for the protection of all of our animals. And thank you so much for talking to us today, Janice.
God, thank you for coming. It's
and I wish you all the best of luck in the future. And
thank you.
Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih kembali.
Yeah.
May you
Saya
come back.
semoga,
Please come back.
Tahun depan, next year, I'll be back. Terima kasih banyak.
So me.